That was the best one though, and it's still not off, so... And I still haven't gotten this thing to budge. I'm picking up the wood cart. What the heck? And I went with a Dremel and cut out every single cord that was around this bead. So I think the tires came out pretty good. Pretty excited with them. Guess what arrived in the mail today? Two of the ones that really need to get replaced though. Yeah, I think it'd be safe to say that this tire is flat. Giant crack through there, absolutely terrible, and it leaks air. It can get flat in about half an hour from full pressure. Anytime I want to work on this, I basically have to fill it up. When I bring it outside, I have to fill it up right before I bring it back in because it'll be like that. On the contrary, the right side, it's fairly fine. It does leak a little bit, but it's really not that bad. As you can see, the teeth here are getting really flat. So if you can see, but it's a ton of hair cracks through all of it. On the side, it's really bad. Obviously, that one has more than hair cracks. The rear tires have plenty of tread life on them. See the teeth pretty pronounced. You can still see the flashing that goes around the tire on both of them. And, well, they hold air perfect. There's nothing wrong. But in order to keep the tread life on all of it uniform and the same tread type, I am going to replace all of it because they are all old, even though these two are the only ones that actually need to be replaced. So, I got some new tires. So, let's take a look at what came in the mail. So that was about a few videos ago now that these came in, but it's time to finally get around to them. As you can see, these are not off-road tires. They are more of a street tire type of tread, and that's just because there's not really that much off-road near me. Like, sure, I'm sure I could find some, but most of the stuff that this thing is going to be riding on is going to be paved roads, that kind of stuff, and I kind of want the most traction for that. And it's really not about the traction, it's more about the fact that if you have the bumps and treads for dirt, it's going to be lumpy driving it on the road. I'm sure there's exceptions, I'm sure there are, but I just want the smoothest driving experience that I can get for this thing. So, just got some Sunuff 25-inch tires, and I think these will pair nicely with what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna go pull off the tires off of the four-wheeler and see if we can get these things on there. By the way, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have not replaced ATV tires before, but I did get myself a core tool and some nice tire irons, or tire spoons, whatever you call them. Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to look like that. Yeah, look at that. That's great. Trying to get that bead off. I'm just gonna drive over it with the car. I'll be right back. Okay, so I had the wood around the bead and I, drove over it. Yeah, it's still not off. So, that was not my first attempt either. That was the best one though, and it's still not off. So, a little stumped. Not to mention, I did try a thinner board, and well, you can see what happened to that. Oh, that fell apart. I mean, come on, you gotta be joking me. Like, that's my tire. It's not debeading. Like, come on. Okay, now this is ridiculous. You may think, oh, good job, you got that back there. No, it just poked a hole straight through the tire. You can still see rubber on the backside. It's just a hole. That's great. That's just great. And no, I didn't just drive up on that, put a piece of wood down right on the back of it. That was, I pushed directly on the bead. Clearly, that did not work. So, this is still stuck in there. And no, this is not still the first try. It's the second one. That's the first hole. Here's the second hole. Yes, I did take out both cores out of both tires. I thought, you know what, maybe the easier side, which is like the shorter offset of this inside, is supposed to be the easier side. So, I tried that side. Obviously, that didn't work, so I flipped it over, tried to do the back side. That's usually harder. And of course, it was harder. So, that didn't work. So, I flipped it back to this one. Yep, still nothing. So, even on this one, you can see I have a cut mark there because I tried it with the angle grinder. See if I could cut the bead off. Not the rim, but, the rubber. And of course, the rubber melted and then stuck to the disc, and then I had to pull the angle grinder out. So, I'm kind of at a loss right now. Obviously, I'm not making much progress right now. Apologies for the bad audio, but I cut all the way around this stupid rim, and I went with a Dremel and cut out every single cord that was around this bead, and I cannot figure out why the heck it didn't come off. I mean, there's this weird gluey stuff in here, but after I cut it, this thing just popped right out. So I have no idea why it was in there so tight. I really don't know. I even used a bunch of penetrant around the edge. Didn't work. I don't know. I guess this stuff is just a lot harder than I thought. The thing is, though, that bead is 1/8 of all the beads I have to undo. That was only half of this one, So, I really don't know if I should just go to a tire shop at this point, because I'm struggling. Terrible. I don't know why anybody does this. So I don't own a tire machine. Thought I'd make myself a mini version where I have this thing screwed into the wood cart. So literally all the wood is on it. It's heavy. And then obviously we have our pry bar, crowbar, whatever, down into that gap right there. I have stood on this thing and jumped, which is a dumb thing to do, and I still haven't gotten this thing to budge. I'm picking up the wood cart. Like the heck? Like, come on. I don't even know how long it's been. I have not a clue. I cut all the way around this side, and I cut halfway around this side, just to have to pull out the Dremel again on this guy. I don't know what all this sticky goo that was around this entire edge was. No idea. Not in the slightest. But whatever it was not coming off. I have the feeling that whatever sticky, gooey mess, whatever that is also on this one, which is why I can't get it off. And if it's on that one, I don't know if it's on the other ones, because the other two are newer. I certainly hope not. But, yeah, I think that's a good reason to go buy a tire remover jig, whatever they're called, because I'm not spending another 2 hours just to debead on each tire individually. That was horrendous. So, after dealing with these tires and cutting off their beads on just the first one, I'm sick of it. So I went and I bought myself a portable tire changer, which honestly was not bad. It was like 60 bucks. So far, still less money than if I went to a shop. Well, this is the first time I've ever used one of these, so let's find out how it goes. I have a feeling this thing's going to be bolted into the ground, because this is going to get infuriating if I go any more like this. Okay, well, it's now bolted into the ground, so hopefully that should make this a little bit easier. Like, why the heck is the back of this tire over here caving in before the bead? Like, go too far, then... yeah, it's just gonna slip out. Guess what I resulted to again? Can you tell? Well, I was able to use this to get the tire squished down so much that I could actually get to the ring that goes all the way around. So I just went in there, cut a few cords, and I pressed down on it again, and well, look at that. Oh my god, was that so much easier. I mean, it completely wrecks the tire's speed by doing that, but hey, these are bad. I don't care. That, and also keeping the tire out more, I didn't really think about this. When you push down, instead of it pushing backwards, it pushes forward. So I might have just been using the machine wrong. Doesn't really matter. I have to do this 5 more times. Okay, so you really just stick it in there and spin it around. Oh my goodness. Tire machine's worth it. Tires machine is worth it. We have both rims now, and they're both absolutely disgusting. So, both on the inside and the outside. Additionally, I have a box of new valve stems, or the TR413s, yeah. So, while I'm in here, I'm going to change those out. So it'd be terrible if I needed to do that, and I put the new tires on, you know, and, well, they leaked. So, oh my god, there's like cakes of mud, and see that chip out? Yeah, okay, so clean this all up. This one's the one I just cleaned. Obviously, that one's the dirty one. I tried to get it as best I could. There is rust around this rim right here. The front side. Truthfully, that one's not terrible, but I can make it look like this one as well. But I do want to paint these. I don't know if I'm going to get to that in this video. That was my intention, was to paint these in this video. Honestly, I think I need to know what the frame is going to look like in its entirety at the end, and then I'll come back and paint these. Even though doing it right now would make the most sense, because it's the easiest to paint right now. Obviously, there's no rubber, there's nothing really to mask except for maybe around the lip here. But yeah, I don't think I'm ready for it. So I'm going to finish cleaning these and then I'll mount them up. Also, I did clean the inside of both of these. There's like this weird tarish kind of material in this one. I tried to scrape it off the best I could, but you can see that's what a nice clean one looks like. Yeah, I guess someone put like, I don't know, I guess that's stop leak or something. I don't know what that is. Much better. So now let's open up those and see how hard it is to get them back onto here. It actually did. I thought that was just kind of a joke thing people did. I didn't know that it actually worked. Well, there we go. That's a nice looking tire. wow, that one's dirty. Whoa, I've never had the back tires off before. Yeah, it's gonna need some cleaning. It's like 5:30 right now. I think the sun sets at 6:30, so doubt I can do it in an hour, but see how far I can get. Okay, we're about 3 minutes later. I got it. I've been literally jumping on this. Okay, is it off? It is, thank goodness. Okay, next one. There we go. Finally. Oh, I didn't see that before. This rim is bent. This one's straight. If you look at these two rims, see this one's, you know, it's fine, but you can look at this one, right where my thumb is, it dips down. Clear someone hit a rock at some point over here, and over the course of maybe 6 to 8 inches, it's dented down, and I can even see, how do they even manage this? It's a big dent in here too. Like, oh wow, yeah, big dent in here. Not the greatest quality, I would say, but nothing I can't, you know, just hammer back. Just finished cleaning inside, backside. So I think I'm gonna put the non-bent one on first, see if I can get this one done, and then I'll work on the second one. So yeah, I think those look quite nice. Yeah, take a look at that. Finally some tires that I feel like suits this. Yeah, that's the way I like it to look. Very nice. So I think the tires came out pretty good, pretty excited with them. And for the people who think that using ether or starter spray, you know, makes the tires deflate over time, well, how long do you think these tires have been sitting? Because it's been over a week now, and they have not lost any pressure. So I think they're fine for right now. I'm sure there are downsides of using starter spray on them, but for right now, I think it did pretty good. They're holding up fair enough. Obviously, I haven't really driven on it. It's not finished, but I like how it came out. Originally, I actually also had planned for this video to finish the front and rear brake until I actually started working on them. And that's a whole fiasco that I'm gonna have to get into on another day. So I'm not sure if I wanna doing the wiring harness for the engine, if I wanna do the brakes, like more of a brake rebuild really, or replacement, haven't decided. Or if I wanna do some like shifter stuff, which I have some interesting things planned for that. Not sure if I want to go manual, pneumatic, like electric for shifting, because remember we have a 6-speed front transmission, the neutral, and then the rear transmission, which more is a transfer case here. High, low, and reverse, as well as a neutral. So we have 2 neutrals. So in total, we have 12 forward gears, 6 reverse gears, and I'll get more into the math of the gearing ratios of how everything works in that video. But yeah, for the next video, not sure which one I want to do. I guess you'll have to find out. But thank you for sticking around with me for this, as much of a chaotic as it was. And like and subscribe if you think this is kind of content that you want to watch. There's a lot more content to come, and trust me, I want to get this thing running way a lot. If you want to watch more on this project or other projects that I've done, here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll like, and here's a playlist for this project in particular, as well as the subscribe button, which you should definitely press if you haven't before. Bye.